If you're running Google Ads as a service-based business to generate leads and you're not getting any conversions inside your campaigns, in today's video, we'll walk you through exactly what you can do to fix the issue of no conversions and start getting as many leads as you can possibly be getting within your budget each month. Now, the first thing you want to make sure you have in place, if you don't already, is use a landing page instead of a website. And what I'd also recommend doing is having a separate landing page for every ad group. The reason being is that having a landing page will simply increase your conversion rate by so much more than using a regular website. Because as you can see here on this landing page, it's completely focused on the actions that we want the user to take next, which is to either get a quote by filling out a form or just calling directly. And there's no links to any other pages like you'd see here at the top of a typical website. And the other main reason landing pages convert so much better than using regular websites is that each individual landing page can be made specific to the keywords and ads of that ad group. So, for example, if you were running a campaign as a landscaping company and you offer different services, for example, fence installation, artificial grass installation, patio installation, and so on, you can make one good general landing page template like this, but then simply duplicate each landing page and change around the wording in each one and the information and pictures and so on for each of the services that you offer. So that way, if somebody searches on Google looking for artificial grass installation and they click on an ad that says artificial grass installation and then they get brought to a landing page like this, that's completely specific to what they're looking for. You're far more likely to actually get the conversion than if you were to just drive that traffic to your regular website that has some information about all the different services but doesn't really answer the problem that they have. So that's the first point, to just make sure that you do have a landing page in place. And if you are looking to build a landing page yourself, I would recommend using the same landing page software we use, which is Landingly. And I'll leave the link for that down below as well if you'd like to try it out. And I'll also leave the link to a video up above as well, which you can watch after this video, which shows you in full from start to finish how to design a landing page template just like this. Now, the next thing you want to make sure that you have in place, and I wouldn't recommend even running a campaign until you have this set up properly, is making sure that you have conversion tracking working for phone calls and form submissions if those are the actions that you're looking to track for your campaigns. The reason being is that you need to give Google specific actions that you want to optimize for, or else it's going to be impossible to optimize and improve your campaign over time because you're not telling Google exactly what you're looking to achieve. Whereas here we're able to use a maximize conversions bidding strategy, and Google knows that the form submissions and phone calls are the actions we're looking to generate as much as possible. And because of that, now we've gotten to a point where Google is actually only showing our ads to those that are most likely to convert because we have conversion tracking set up and we also have that conversion data built up as well. So, because we've gotten so many conversions, Google's AI has that data to know who's actually likely to turn into a lead. So, it's not only generating clicks on our ads, but only clicks from those that actually have a good chance of converting. And what I'll do as well is if you do need help with any conversion tracking for form submissions or phone calls, I'll leave another link to a video up above that walks you through how to set up the conversion tracking for every type of conversion, including form submissions, calls from your ads, and calls from your landing pages as well. The next thing I also recommend looking at next is your bidding strategy, because depending on the specific scenario you're in right now at any given point for your campaign, it makes sense to run a specific bidding strategy over another. And we've seen in a lot of cases where people would go straight to maximize conversions from the very beginning because obviously they're looking to generate conversions for their campaign. But we've noticed it ourselves after testing on multiple accounts that maximize conversions at the very beginning never tends to work anywhere near as well as maximize conversions once there's actual conversion data there to begin with. Which is why, if you're not getting any conversions inside your campaign, I typically recommend using maximize clicks at the very beginning with a maximum cost per click bid limit. And even though you are just trying to maximize traffic as much as possible, if you have conversion tracking set up and a proper landing page in place, like we walked through at the beginning of the video, then you're still optimizing for conversions because you're giving the users a higher chance of converting with the landing page that you're sending them to. And maximize clicks as a bidding strategy is a great way to actually get a lot of conversion data in a shorter amount of time. And then once you have about 30 conversions inside your campaign, then switching over to maximize conversions we've found tends to work a lot better once you've got to that point. And once you get consistent conversions then with maximize conversions at a solid cost per lead, you can start setting a target CPA for a number near that actual cost per lead then. and then you can start bringing that down over time the more you optimize each of the different aspects of your Google Ads campaign. Now, the next thing you want to look at are your keywords and the quality of traffic that you're getting overall. And just to show you an example of some keywords, this is a chimney repair ad group inside a roofing campaign. And the one thing I would just want to point out with all of these keywords is that they all have the exact same intent. All of these indicate that somebody's looking to get their chimney repaired. So we know that at least for the most part, anyone seeing our chimney repair ad is very likely to actually be looking for a chimney repair in the first place. So it's not only about having a really optimized landing page, because if you're getting really bad quality traffic from people that aren't even looking for what you offer landing on your landing page, it's very unlikely that you're going to get conversions as well. So you also want to focus on the quality of your traffic. So not just using the proper keywords. So you can see here that these keywords have high intent with things like near me at the end, and they're all service specific. And that's what the keywords in all of these ad groups as well look like. So these other active ad groups for services, gutter replacement is the same, new roof installation is the same, and same with roof repair. So all of the keywords in each ad group should all have the exact same intent for the specific service or even location of that ad group. But not only the actual keywords themselves, but you might also notice here that we have all of these keywords as exact match. The reason being is that the actual search terms you appear for under these keywords, which is separate to the keywords themselves, are all going to have the same intent of the keywords. So, for example, chimney repair near me, UK, as a keyword in exact match, we know that anyone that actually sees our ad under this keyword would have searched something that means the exact same thing as chimney repair near me because it's an exact match keyword. But what we've noticed when using phrase match and especially broad match keywords is that you could have a really good keyword, for example, chimney repair near me, but then your chimney repair ads will start appearing for anything that has even any bit remotely related to chimneys or even competitor names for some of the other roofing companies in the area. And if your ads are getting clicks from search terms like that, then the chances of you actually getting the conversions is automatically a lot less as well. But it's something worth pointing out is that if you have the search volume to allow you to use exact match, you know that for the most part, the quality of your search terms are going to be really high. And the chances of you actually getting the conversion from the clicks that you get is a lot higher because the quality of the traffic is there. But if you are struggling for search volume, then it's fine to add in some phrase match keywords, which will help you get a lot more impressions. But if you are using broad match keywords, especially, I'd be really careful with the keywords you're using. And if you are using looser match types like phrase and broad, it's also worth mentioning to really have tight negative keyword lists and go through your search terms report on a much more regular basis because there's a lot more relevant search terms that you will appear for versus if you were just using exact match keywords. And now, on that point of the quality of your traffic as well, the reason why we like to use exact match keywords is that if somebody's looking for a chimney repair, they'll see an ad that also matches exactly what they search for. So, for example, if someone searches for chimney repair near me, as we saw in the actual keywords of this ad group, they'll see an ad that could say something like local chimney repair expert. And even though this is a call only ad with two headlines and two descriptions, we have plenty of mention of chimney repair because the keyword focus aspect of your ad copy is the most important part because you want to make sure that it's really clear what you're actually offering in your ad copy because you want to know that any clicks that you're getting have at least some chance of converting into a lead. Whereas if your ad copy just says things like, free quotes, 20 plus years experience, and so on, those could be getting clicks from anyone that don't actually know what they're clicking on and they were never going to convert into a lead in the first place. But we like to make sure that you have keyword specific headlines so that way you know that it's a lot more likely that someone's actually interested in what you offer when they click on your ad. And the key to having successful ad copy, apart from having call to actions and benefits, for example, free quote like we have here, it's really just making sure that they align with the keywords of that ad group, which is why we have so much mention of chimney repair here, because all of the keywords of this ad group are all related to chimney repair. Apart from that, then as well, you want to make sure you're targeting the right audiences overall. So, first of all, you want to go to your locations and make sure that you're actually targeting the right area for the service that you offer. Because as a service based business, you most likely want to target an area that only covers a city or even a mile radius that you know that any of the inquiries that you're going to be getting are not multiple hours away from you, or else it would be impossible to serve all those customers. But apart from locations as well, looking at your audiences and making sure, first of all, that you have your audience segment set to observation mode. The reason being is that if you choose to target specific audience segments, that you could be greatly limiting the amount of traffic you could be getting from others that don't fall within that audience segment, but could easily convert into a lead because they'd be interested in what you offer. But because you had your targeting settings set to targeting rather than observation, you missed out on that traffic being able to see your ad in the first place. But apart from that, then your demographics as well. And what I like to do is rather than picking specific age groups or genders to target, is looking at how the data performs over time for each and making positive or negative bid adjustments to each depending on how they're performing. So, for example, in some specific campaigns for home services and things like roofing, like we have here, we actually ended up excluding 18 to 24-year-olds completely because it's only going to be homeowners that are actually looking to get jobs done. So it's highly unlikely that anyone under 24 years old, for example, would actually be looking for what this company offers. So if you know that, for example, any specific age group is never your target customer, then you can exclude specific ages. But we typically recommend just collecting the data first, and then you can see whichever age group, for example, has the most conversions and lowest cost per conversion, that you can make a positive bid adjustment for that accordingly. And although we already touched on the landing page aspect, what you also want to make sure you have is, apart from a headline that's highly relevant to the service that they clicked on in the ad and the keyword that they search for, is having a no-brainer offer that the more creative you get with, the more likely they are going to be to convert. Because if you can think of like a no-brainer offer that from the customer's perspective, they feel like they're losing out on absolutely nothing by calling or filling out the form. For example, even things like a free no obligation consultation and quote, well, you can obviously get more creative with that depending on the industry that you're working with, the higher your conversion rates are going to be. And I always recommend having a good offer right underneath that headline so then they also see it straight away as they're reading down. And what I also recommend doing on this as well is going to your auction insights reports to see the competitors that you're appearing alongside and then putting those company URLs into the ads transparency center. The reason you want to do this is you can see the ad copy that they're running. And if, for example, inside the ads themselves, they were running some kind of special offer and you notice that you were getting less conversions than you'd like to be getting, then part of the issue might be that your competition has a better offer in place than you. So you just want to double check that your competition isn't doing anything special with your ad copy that you're not already, and just look at your ads copy as a whole and see, does it look more compelling than your competitors, and if not, then possibly make some updates to your ad copy as well. So I hope this video helped and gave you some clarity on what you can do to start getting conversions for your Google Ads campaign if you're stuck at getting no leads from the budget that you're spending. Now, if you do have any questions about anything we mentioned inside this video or anything else related to Google Ads in general, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you are a service-based business looking for further help refining your own campaigns, feel free to have a look at the link in the description. And if you do like this Google Ads related content as well, feel free to leave a like and subscribe to the channel as we'll be posting all things related to Google Ads here daily. And hopefully we'll see you inside the next video.